Now, the problem with pretending and the truth, right, is you read something when you're lying a certain way. When you're telling the truth, you can read the whole thing and it not change anything, right? That's the problem, right? So, like I told you about the Gnostic Gospels, right? If you never read this and were shown the Bible from Christians who are taken advantage of, right, by the Romans, right, especially Emperor Constantine and his councils, right. See, this is the point to the book, right? You can't write a book about someone who never existed, right? But if someone's trying to shut you up, as you keep saying to me, right, there's something in the book that bothers them, right? Well, that's the whole point. Before they sealed it again, right? So if the Gnostics know Jesus came to open the seven seals first, right? And within 300 years, Emperor Constantine is burning all their books, right? You're the fool for believing Emperor Constantine because he was a pagan, right? In fact, right, I know, nothing he did really supported the Christian religion. In fact, it took away from the main message, right? It started teaching from other scriptures and changing the message, right? Once you do that, you're lying about the whole original message, right? Now, the old and new are also supposed to together explain Jesus, right? Including the seven women taken upon one man to take away their reproach, right? The problem is these women can be married or divorced, right? See what I mean? And Jesus was with them all. Meaning they were not virgins except for 5 in Jerusalem, and 5 were wise and 5 were foolish, or 10 then, right? Or that means 5 of them waited patiently for their Lord's returns. 5 did not. Though he was with them first, you understand? The marriage supper of the Lamb, right, isn't a ceremony, it's sex, right? But you can't see that because Christians have become so self-righteous, they're even condemning their pastors for having sex, right? Or stuff like that. Depending on if he's married or not, right? Things like that too, right? Well, here's the thing, right? When you're doing something consensual, that's different than rape, right? Now, Jessica Hahn was raped by her pastor, right? That's bad. You bring a girl to a motel room and under pretenses of religiousness, right? That's wrong, right? The girl can't cry out if you roofie her. Pastor. I also teach you about consensual sex versus what? Rape. Now, can a woman marry a man and live in a home differently than him? Yes, but commitment still is inferred, right? Unless the girl is being interfered with somehow. Now, if she's being interfered with somehow, if you try to set me up with someone after her, that's why it's your fault, right? I can't be faithful to someone if I don't even know I'm with them, or unfaithful, right? Right. And I don't go after nobody during the day. I'm waiting, right? Because I don't know who I'm supposed to be with, right? Either. Just a female. Which female is the needle in the haystack, like they say, right? Now, if like Solomon, 1,000 women are trying to be with me all at once, what can I do, right? But see which one really wants to be with me, right? Well, if you leave again and I tell you someone's fucking me out, it's either you or someone who showed up at the door after we left, unless you're suggesting I'm having a heart attack. Well, here's the point about if I can have a wet dream, right? I can still be with a woman, right? I don't do it every day like I told you, but if I can work down there, I can be with a woman again. Even if I don't finish, right? During the night when I'm having the wet dream and say I wake up and stop, right? Or I, finish. That's the only options you got, by the way. It's a wet dream still that shows I still function as a man, right? So the problem ain't that either. But the problem is people judging it when I'm trying to find my wife, like they know who my wife is or isn't, and are interfering with my marriage or marriage is, right? Because I done been with 17 women, right? There's been 17 marriages according to the word of the Lord from Eden to Moses, right? Now from Eden to Moses, sex was marriage, right? Right. The formula for marriage isn't father, mother, son, daughter, right? Or again, father, mother from one family, son and for the son, and father, mother for the other family. Have a little ceremony, and now they're married. Either, right? You don't see that in the Bible. Now, why were the brothers offended though that Shechem had sex with Dinah anyway? And wanted to offer them a dowry for her. That's what Moses said to do anyway. And marry her anyway. And either way, you pay her dowry if you have premarital sex and you get married, right? If you're preventing the marriage part, the sex part still happen, right? Right. That's the point about Braveheart too, right? Right. I know. So what's the real problem here, right? Infidelity ain't simply faithfulness or unfaithfulness either. It's more to it than that, right? If you can't handle the truth, right, of marriage, right, you're not getting married for the right reasons, right? Now, governments control marriage and the courts, right? That's a new law. New laws aren't about right or wrong. They're about laws, right? That is so that legal marriage is now going to the courthouse, right? And it's like I told you, the government's giving you permission to have sex. Legally, through a contract. That's what you're doing there, right? And the churches no longer have nothing to do with marriage either. Why is that? Because they can't tell you who can marry or who can't. But, right. Okay. So if you're doing that, right, and saying I'm not married to a woman because we had sex, well, you're too late. We had sex. That's the point of marriage. You have sex now. Congratulations. If you wait for marriage, right? The legal part, right? The sex is the point of the legal marriage, too. Now you can do it, huh? You couldn't do it before then, huh? Or didn't do it, huh? Right. Confusing, ain't it? When Eden said, God brought Eve to Adam, become one flesh, and voila, they were married. In Eden too, right? But if it is day 6, right, is overshadowed by the sin in day 7. When you have a day apart, you're made on the 6th day as 1,000 years. Then the 7th day, you're resting, yet the Lord's resting, not necessarily Adam and Eve. So what's 930 from 1,070? 70, right? Simple adding and subtracting there. Right. So what's the real problem? Do you want to know the truth, or are you playing? You seem to be playing. You don't care about the truth. You're hiding something about it, too. Bye-bye.